Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel. If you are a new viewer, these build videos are based around weapon synergies with Warframes and all the other endgame loot in between. So with that being said, we are going to be using a slow tank Nova build today with a molecular fission augment mod, the Strun Wraith, the Prisma Twin Gremlins, and the Redeemer Prime to do some insane damage. Let's have a look at some examples coming up. So why do I call it the double tap Nova? Well, first we hit the Strun Wraith, then we, it's dead. So let's quickly showcase that the mods in the example are the same as the ones in the build video itself, as we spawn in some level 135 corrupted heavy gunners and a corrupted nullifier to test this out on. So we've got Molecular Prime to debuff enemies, the Null Star on for damage reduction, we're using the Strun Wraith to knock the enemies down and strip armor and finish them off with a boom double tap Redeemer headshot. It is very satisfying, I will say, and a really good synergy to see the enemies fly through the air in slow motion after being hit by the Strun Wraith, for you to then follow up with a kill shot with a double tap with a Redeemer. It is really nice, and I thought it was really fun to play. However, I will say that it does have some drawbacks of being sort of single target or lined up shot DPS, rather than using one of these meta setups where you've got a pole arm and you swing and kill 25 enemies in one hit. But I mean, it's all about having fun, right? With that being said though, you can still pretty much double tap two-shot like really high level enemies. I mean, we took this far into like 95 minutes into MOT and it was still doing exactly what it does now. So we've seen how the build works and where I'm going with the synergy here, but let's have a look at the setup for Nova. So we're going to be focusing around the Null Star ability to give us a 90% damage reduction, while Molecular Prime slows down targets and gives us a double damage debuff to those enemies as well. So we have enemy radar for solo play, and if you're going to be playing with a team, I still think corrosive projection is king there. We have escape velocity, which is an augment you can place in the Exiler slot, which is going to speed up you and your teammates after exiting a wormhole created by Nova. I thought this was really handy and just too good to pass up. We have Prime Continuity, Augur Message, Narrow-Minded and Constitution for duration. We have Vitality and Adaptation for tankiness. I prefer this setup to Quick Thinking, as I don't have room for Prime Flow, and well, I didn't seem to struggle with the energy management at all really. And we have Umbral Intensify to gain 1% off the slow cap for our Molecular Prime, and Molecular Fission, the augment which is going to allow us to refresh our Null Star ability to keep that damage reduction up. As for arcanes, I'm using Arcane Energize and Guardian for this setup. However, these aren't essential for the build, and if you've got a maxed out Xeneric, you shouldn't struggle with your energy management, as we're not really casting too much here. Next on the list, we have the Strun Wraith. Now this weapon can gain 100% status chance before multi-shot mods, and I think it's an absolute powerhouse. So let's just have a look at a quick example here of it dealing damage on its own. I mean, with Corrosive and Blast, it strips armor, it shreds them, it puts them on the ground. Awesome. As for the build, we have Prime Point Blank for core damage, Prime Ravage for critical multiplier, Hell's Chamber and Vigilante armaments for a lot of multi-shot, Toxic Barrage and Shell Shock for status chance and corrosive procs, and Scattering Inferno and Chilling Reload for blast damage and additional reload speed. So the corrosive and blast damage are essential for this build because we're going to be stripping armor with one shot, and as they're falling down in the air through the blast damage, we're going to be double tapping them with a Redeemer using the Bullet Dance stance mod. And I guess while we're on that note, why don't we have a look at the Redeemer Prime build? So after a lot of testing, some revision, and some help of some friends, Captain Sus and Bandit from the Lock and Load clan, shout out to you guys, you're awesome. Bullet Dance in the stance mod. We have Prime Pressure Point for core damage, all 4 of the dual stat mods to create viral and radiation and give additional status chance. To finish that off, we've got Drifting Contact to gain 100% status chance and some combo duration, which is going to help Blood Rush scale our critical higher, and to top it all off, we have Condition Overload to get some big damage. You could also throw a Kavat into the mix and get some juicy red crits while you're at it, I suppose. Last on the list, we have the Prisma Twin Gremlins, and we're mainly using these to get rid of nullifier bubbles with their really high fire rate. However, I do think these are a great weapon in general, and well, let's have a look at the build. So we have Hornet Strike for core damage, with Pathogen Rounds and Jolt to give us corrosive and boost a little bit of status chance, Scorch for more status chance and heat damage, we have Prime Pistol Gambit and Prime Target Cracker for critical chance and critical multiplier, and we have Lethal Torrent for fire rate and additional multi-shot, with also Amalgam Barrel Diffusion being a little bit of extra flavour to add some dodge speed, but you can just use the normal Barrel Diffusion. So let me show you how quickly this takes down a Nullifier Bubble. Few shots with the Twin Gremlins and then boom, double tap with the Redeemer. So with the build slash loadout out of the way, I do want to do a little bit of news here for you, as the channel has been increasing in size so much, and you know, even the Discord community as well. It's great, you guys are all awesome and super supportive. I will say that we've exceeded my expectations over this week, and it's been really humbling. I managed to be able to get my application to DE for Warframe partner. We'll see if they accept. I'm sure they're curious to know if I'm going to do weekly Warframe content, which I do intend to do, so fingers crossed there. Oh, and I almost forgot, what does everyone think of the new intro? Let me know in the comments section down below if you prefer the original or the new one. And of course, I do have the Wukong Prime Access giveaway to still announce a winner. I'll probably be doing this next month, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be leaving some gameplay of a solo MOT survival with this build for the rest of the video. Enjoy. Ciao for now.